So allegedly, hi chat room, if you can hear us.
Chat room, let us know.
Move this
Type
over.
that in the chat room.
Let's see if we get a SEMA responding.
Evidently, it is alive.
Yay! All right, so I'm going to add heroes because I'm allowed to add heroes.
Ooh, see me, hear me. We're not going to continue with that song from Tommy.
All right, audio/video. Let's see if I can get this right in one go. HTTPS. Nope. Guild.org. Podcast-live-stream with chat right here. Wow. I can't spell the word right.
Same.
Send. There we go.
And that light is always so bright behind me.
Yeah.
Well, mine makes me tired. If you ever see me like yawning during the show, it's because my ring light, it hits my eye in such a way that
it
just knocks you out.
You want to yawn. Yeah.
I turn mine out when I'm playing Doom because it messes with my aim.
Oh wow.
That's
of all things.
All right.
And I love me some Doom. I like to play the Dooms.
I've been stuck on my island sanctuary. So I keep forgetting to leave the island sanctuary to go do like the tribal quests or anything useful in game. It's like, nope, I'm just living on the island now.
I'm all in on where the MSQ is going. I'm all in.
So am I, but I ran out of item level before I hit the 8-person trial.
Oh.
So, like going after the second one, and you can't enter. I'm like, screw you. I'm 2 points short. I got to get one drop, or find 2 million gil in the couch to buy a piece of gear. So, all right.
I'm just gearing up my fourth character now.
All right, are we good?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough. All right. Hang on. Let me check OBS. Is everyone properly labeled? Yes. Okay, good.
Now, I will say that you will likely have done more island sanctuary than what I have, so I'm going to lean on you guys a little bit for island stuff.
No worries. All right. Let's go in 5, 4, 3. On this episode of the AIE Podcast.
The Nomads had their hands in so many games.
Zombies. Remember zombies? They're back.
I remember. SOTOR is digging deeper.
And the Tales of Tribute tournament in ESO is right around the corner.
And we have Abavan to talk to us about AIE in Final Fantasy XIV.
Woohoo!
Hi.
All that and more coming up right now.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth and beyond. This is the AIE Podcast.
All right, strap in. This is going to be a long one. Welcome to episode 391 of the podcast celebrating you, the Alia Iacta Est gaming community. The Die Has Been podcast. I am Tetsemi, and to my right and a couple states over is Mewcow.
Greetings, island castaways.
Accurate. And to my left and upstairs is McCullough.
Hey guys, there's some lemon bars and some stale birthday cake in the guild kitchen.
Accurate. This week, we're also joined by special guest Abavan, who is here to talk to us about AIE and Final Fantasy XIV. Welcome, Castaway.
Hello. Did you plant your crops today? Did you water your crops?
And I watered my crops today.
Did you share your sheep?
Be right back watering crops.
Yes. I petted the sheep and I sheared the sheep. Yes.
And did you get its love droppings?
I did. I got its leavings, and I sent out my work orders, and I sent out my expedition in the granary. So yes.
Mm-hmm. And chop. Good stuff. So we're ready to talk about the Island Sanctuary with an MMO attached onto it. We're ready to go.
Yeah. We'll get into it, but I honestly think they're just using Final Fantasy XIV for testing Final Fantasy XVI content. But regardless, Abba, what have you been up to in or out of game lately?
Well, breaking news. I just rearranged my dining room.
In game or out of game?
Out of game, as in
okay,
upstairs.
Because
like that way.
Okay.
That way. And
the Nanamo way.
Yes. And because my kids are doing they're doing a virtual school again because we were very, very happy with that. So I got them brand new desks and they wanted to be neighbors to each other. So that sort of threw the whole idea of where we're sticking their desks. So we had to rearrange our upstairs. So my muscle hurt and my show notes are abbreviated. So this is going to be the Final Fantasy XIV show where we wing it.
Hey, all right.
I mean, that's normal. Just normally we have a thing to wing it from.
Well, normally I write the show notes. And then I completely ignore them and talk to whoever I want to talk about.
So
we're just going right to the ignoring whatever's written and just talking whatever we want to talk about. Excellent.
All right. So, McCullough, what have you been up to? Tell us about the dice in Salem.
The dice in Salem. Number one, I turned old. That was fun. Let's see. I have not gamed as much as I'd like to because you know how it is. Sometimes you have multiple games scheduled in a week and nothing happens. Yeah, that was this week, but mostly because I worked a lot. But what we did do though is we finally made it to the terrifying Jedi Temple. That we believe has some a library and some holocrons that we can actually use to get trained, because you have 3 untrained Force users. We're kind of a liability right now, kind of an open signal to anybody who can tap onto the Force because we don't know what we're doing.
Right.
But that Jedi Temple was corrupted.
Of course it was.
So first of all, somehow we split the party. We had 2 members not go off. It wasn't on their accord. They were up front, and then there was a landslide kind of down into the depths of this temple, and the others of us were able to avoid that. So we did eventually meet up, but pretty much as they were being attacked by the revenants of these Jedi children that were massacred, because that's what happens in a Jedi temple, by a corrupted Jedi Padawan. So good times. And then once we got through that, we made our way to the actual library, where we were told if we want to enter the library, we have to first face a trial. And our DM had asked us all ahead of time, what does your character regret? Well, regrets, I've had a few. Then again, 7.5 pages.
Right. Also known as giving your DM fodder.
Oh, yeah. No, I did that ages ago when I said my mother was a geneticist.
Right.
So basically, all of our characters had to relive their greatest regret and had the option to do it differently this time. Including, our clone trooper who, had to shoot his Jedi and Padawan during Order 66. So he actually, in this case, helped her escape. My character's regret was because she was in charge of the bombers of her squadron, and they went missing after a battle, and she was basically told, no, we gotta move on. You can't go find them. And of course, her squad leader was her oldest brother. So, in reality, she, of course, followed commands because she was, a good little Imperial. but she regretted it. So in this reality, she went and she basically defied orders and found them. And we've not been able to play for a few weeks, unfortunately, because conflict and schedules and all that. But next time, because we all went through our regrets, and we're going to face a big battle. And once we get through this big battle, which we have no idea what it's going to be, we can hopefully get into that library and get some holocrons, because I want to know how to use my lightsaber using agility, because my agility is maxed. My strength, my brawn is, well, let's just say much like real life, brawn's my dump stat.
Yup.
Yep. Besides that, said I had a rather large birthday. Thank you for the lovely party, my love. Thank you, Kenny, for showing up.
You're welcome.
Bringing me my lovely H.P. Lovecraft book from that really famous bookstore that I can't think of right now that I drink.
The last bookstore?
No, the last bookstore is in L.A.
Oh, that's right.
It is one in Portland. Powell's Books. Thank you.
I was going to say.
Kenny brought me a fabulous collection of H.P. Lovecraft inspired stories from Powell's.
Yeah, anyone that doesn't know what Powell's is, it's literally a full block plus a little bit extra of just used books.
So badly.
Like literally an entire block. They just bought everything up, and then it's just one weird conglomeration of buildings into one building. And yeah, it's quite the fun place to run around in.
And not this last week, which was hell at work, but the week before that, I was in one of my favorite places, which is Salem, Massachusetts. My friend Trey and I fell in love with the town when we went a few years ago. So we met up in Boston on the 16th of August and took a Uber to a lovely Airbnb in Salem. And we had a blast. We walked around for a few days. We just took it kind of slow. We ate everything we could there. If you ever need a suggestion of what to eat in Salem, I can help you. No, we didn't have any ghost encounters this time, but we did have something really fun happen. Because I love books about regional stuff. I'd bought a book about the ghosts of Salem. I also bought a book about the spiritual movement in Salem, which I'm looking forward to reading. But we're sitting there, we're trying to figure out where to go for dinner. We're sitting there, on a bench right in front of the very famous Samantha statue. And I open up the book because I know I saw some haunted restaurants in there. And I see a picture of J. Powell's and Sons, which used to be a jewelry store, which has been converted into the restaurant. Rockefeller's. And literally the picture that I'm looking at is what's directly in front of me.
Coincidence?
So of course,
I think not.
That's where we had dinner, and it was delightful. But I had a great time in Salem, and I did crazy stuff. Like I took one day was a 4-cemetery run. I ran through 4 cemeteries on my morning run. That was great. Another day, I went from Proctor's Ledge to House of Seven Gables and back. So I had a lot of good time with my morning runs in spooky historical places.
Awesome.
So that's what I've been up to.
Cool. Mew, what have you been up to?
Oh, well, I'll save us a lot of time and say that we'll just move a lot of the Final Fantasy XIV stuff to the Final Fantasy XIV section.
There we go.
Right.
But otherwise, so in other gaming news, so we have a 7-year-old that will nonstop. Yeah, I saw the stud. Yes, he's 7 now.
Right.
Nonstop talk about Minecraft.
Right.
Nonstop. Like literally, he'll wake up and need to go to the bathroom at 3 a.m. and the first words out of his mouth are about another Minecraft thing.
Right.
Like it's like you flip a switch on and he just resumes his Minecraft conversations. It's pretty funny. So
I will attest that that's the prime age for Minecraftery. Just to get
ours is 20 and still does it.
Just to have
my
daughters play a different game, I'm introducing them to Splatoon.
There you go.
Well, he has access to other games. He has access to a Switch to play all kinds of Mario games, and he plays Minecraft on that Switch.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is he has an older iPad that happens to just barely play Minecraft. He has access to a Switch that can also play Minecraft. He has convinced his mother to now play Minecraft so that she can join in. I of course have it on all of my devices as well.
Right.
So we finally decided to pay for the thing that they love to advertise on there. It's called a Realm.
Yep. We have one.
Yep. So we have been exploring the wonders of realms, and because his biggest complaint is, well, I want you to see the stuff I create.
Yeah.
So it's
Of
like,
course.
well, yeah, and we can't connect to his little iPad. Like that thing would
Right.
just melt if we tried to connect to
Yeah.
it. And if you could even, like, I don't even think it's set up to, well to do so. But so yeah, we created a realm that lets you have three worlds that you
Yep.
can switch between. So we've got our creative, do whatever we want with realm. We have they have a celebration going on right now. So we have a celebration realm, which is actually a really neat realm. If you set it on survival the way you're supposed to, it has a lot of challenges all throughout the
Yeah.
little area, and each challenge will give you an ender eye, or whatever it's called. And at the very middle, above where you spawn in, is a nice little portal waiting for you. So it's designed so that you can quickly get to the end and face the ender dragon, but it's a specialized end with pirate ships instead of just floating things.
No,
and
neat.
there's like the background is all kind of weirdly snowy or something like that. It's a kind of weird thing they got going on, and the instead of it being the dragons torches or whatever they're called,
Right.
they're birthday candle shaped.
Oh, neat.
So
Neat.
yeah, so it's just this neat little thing, and I mean, the regular dragon doesn't do this, but in this world, he's constantly dropping potions and ender pearls. So they just litter the ground with all the stuff the dragon's dropping. So you can just run around and just pick up all this random stuff, and like they have all this kind of armor and enchanted weapons all along the way, just because they wanted you to just have fun and celebrate, et cetera, et
Right.
cetera. But like, there's actually like puzzles in this realm, and we had to drag the misses in because there were 3 people puzzles to get through certain
Ah.
areas of it. So that was actually kind of cool to, as a family, jump in Minecraft and solve these puzzles, and it's just kind of interesting to have the 7-year-old like actually trying to think and figure this out. And
Right.
it's like, okay, you stand there, okay, you stand there, okay, you hit that lever. Like, it's just this whole kind of it was very escape roomy, I guess.
Or,
trying to figure all that out.
Don't explode.
Yeah, something like that. But
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that's pretty much been our lives since I bought it. Like, it's just nonstop, because like it doesn't matter what device he's on, he can connect to the realms.
Right,
and
exactly.
constantly play it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
We have a survival realm because I wanted him to see what survival looks like. He's pretty much played creative up
Creative.
until now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love
This is like, I want to build this, but I don't have the materials. I have to go get
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is it's fascinating to watch him. He's like, oh, I have to earn this.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to gather this. Like seeing seeing it click in his head is just fascinating. And then to also see him get like a little bit of that little dopamine hit.
Right.
It's like, oh, I've crafted a thing. Oh, I did this. Oh, look, an achievement popped up. See,
Yeah.
in creative, you don't get achievements.
Right. And also, like,
Survival, you do.
find the coal, and then like the first time you find iron, you're like, oh, dopamine hit.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so that's pretty much been like, and I've kind of made it a rule that like he and I will play survival together, because if he goes alone, he's just gonna drown and
Yeah.
whatnot, because
Absolutely.
he explores a little too deep. He digs a little deep, as the dwarves say not to. But
Yeah,
But,
there was a famous thing in our house, which was, Dad, teleport me to you now.
Yep.
Like, whoops, you got too far,
That is
didn't you?
often said in our house.
Yeah.
yeah, yep. So yeah, that's pretty much been our lives. Almost every waking moment, if we can not pull him away from it, he's on that Minecraft server, and it's like, yeah, it's a monthly cost, but it seems like it's well worth it, just
Oh, yeah.
seeing everything going on. So,
No, 100%.
and the next level is we told him, hey, by the way, we can invite your friends over in Washington to
Yeah.
join your
Right.
server and play with you. And he's like, oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like he's like the gears are turning. You can kind of see it. So
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I have a Java-based server
Right.
that I have friends play on, but Realms is a completely, and it's also Bedrock. So
Yeah.
like I've played Java up until now for the most part, and then suddenly playing Bedrock, and it's interesting seeing the little differences here and there. How you make things, how you die things, how
Right.
things work. It's just fascinating, but.
Yep.
But yeah, other than that, been playing a lot of Guild Wars 2. Because of Final Fantasy 14, when it's on its breaks, I
Yeah.
have a little bit of free time. It's actually designed that way so that you don't have
Right.
to just sit there and grind and burn yourself out.
Until Island Sanctuaries.
Well, until then, yes, that's a completely different story we can get on. But yeah, so I've been spending a lot of time in Guild Wars 2 because I was one of those people that played it when it first came out and just kind of got lost and hit a wall and stopped playing it for a long time. And then, like a few months ago, I rediscovered it, and I was like, "Oh wow, look at all this content!" And they have mounts and all these expansions I've never touched, all this story I've never touched. I had never done the Your Story on any character until now. So now I actually know that full story. I've done the Heart of Thorns. I've started the Path of Fire, I think it is. And then there's all these living stories, which they're in the middle of basically recreating Living Story 1 because the original version of it was destroyed. Like essentially the way they did it was too live. Like they couldn't recreate it. So because if you go to Living Story 2, 3, and 4, you can replay those all you want. They figured out, oh hey, this is good content, we should keep it.
Right.
So now they're going back, it's like, oh, I guess we need to recreate Living Story 1. So I've been watching as they slowly re-released it. But then I don't know if we have it in the notes, because I haven't had a chance to look at the Guild Wars section, but Steam just came out with Guild Wars 2. So if you are interested in Guild Wars 2 at all, you can actually get the base game for free. You don't have to pay for it if you go through Steam.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
Expansions
it's
you
in
still
the
pay
Guild
for.
Wars 2
It's in there.
section, and
Okay.
you're talking
So-
about it. So, yep.
Yep. So yeah.
awesome.
Yep. So yeah, I'll go into more detail and then I've been playing a lot of this new game called Tower of Fantasy. So it is basically it's another it's if you know Genshin Impact,
Right.
that is kind of a co-op but single player, gotcha style weapon, adventure game.
Right.
Essentially a copy of Zelda. Well, Tower of Fantasy is basically like Zelda but MMO. So
okay.
so it's the same style of same almost similar weapons. I mean they have, but it's like kind of future, but a little bit. It's not really steampunk. It's probably more cyberpunk. It's like we're in a world that got destroyed, but we have all this advanced technology, but things are still kind of destroyed because it's one of those kind of weird little like half and half setups.
Right.
But it's by another Chinese company. I forget the name of them, but I don't know any of their other stuff. But there's yeah, it's a fascinating game. It's basically takes Genshin Impact, puts it in a different futuristic setting, and then makes it an MMO. So that there's always people running around on the maps. You can much more easily play with your friends. That was one of the biggest complaints we've had about Genshin Impact is it's not designed very well for co-op. Like you can co-op, but it's not designed well for it.
Right.
But
My only problem with the game is every time that I log into the game on my device, because it's cross-play between PCs and
yeah,
iOS and Androids and all that stuff. But every time I log in, there's always at least a half gig patch every
Yeah.
time I log in.
Yeah.
It's a brand new game, so yeah, that's the unfortunate part is they're still fixing tons of bugs. Like before it even got to us, when it was over in just China, they had gotcha bugs, like infinite gotcha bugs. They figured out that like if you rolled the gotcha, then unplugged your Ethernet cable, it wouldn't count the gotcha, but it
Oh.
would still give you the stuff from it.
Right.
They had to fix
That's
that
an
quick.
old one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see how it
When you're
handles
talking your
network
income
interruption.
stream,
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
when it's your income stream, you're gonna fix that.
Yeah. So yeah, they're fixing a lot of little bugs in that game, and it's probably going to be that way for a while as they find more and more little bugs. Because you know us players, we're going to find every weird little bug we
Right.
can.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like it drives us just to find and break everything we can just to see what we can find out. But
Absolutely.
yep. So yeah, I've got too many games to play because I've there's Saints Row just came out and I've been waiting for that one for a while, but I've literally have too much just because especially with Island Sanctuary, which we'll talk about later.
Yep.
So enough out of me. Who's left? I think that's you, Tets.
Yeah, just me. So I have just real quick through Star Wars, The Old Republic, got all my. I did there's a quest to basically unlock 330 moddable gear. You basically just save up a blue piece from a flashpoint, upgrade it through the flashpoint currency until it's 330. Turn in the quest, and then you unlock a vendor, and you can get shells. As what you can take the shells of your armor, and then put in 330 moddable pieces. So I've got all 8 characters through the latest 7.1 story. Did that quest. Their left side, which is the head, chest, wrist, hands, belt, pants, feet, are all now modded and 330 gear, and now I just have to work on the right side, which is your earpiece, 2 relics, and 2 implants, and they'll be caught up in current because once you get through the story, it's a gear grind from there. So I work on that, a little bit at a time. ESO, I am going through Auradon right now. I basically did one region, completed the story, did Caldwell's reset, and so now I'm going through the next region, and I'm in Auradon running through all that. So having fun with that and doing the dailies for the professions. Final Fantasy 14, we'll save that talk for later, but needless to say, Island Sanctuaries. And
So I hear something about Island Sanctuaries.
right.
What is this?
And in
There's all
WoW,
that stuff too.
Learn.
yeah.
You will learn.
In WoW, I got basically, I finished, finished, I mean, Zereth Mortis as much as you can. I basically got the console upgraded to 6 out of 6, and I'm just got a couple more things to collect, but I'm kind of like waiting for that to happen. So yeah, ESO, Final Fantasy 14 right now, because they have active content, is what I've been focusing on. I really fell in love with the one-handed style, one hand, one shield, Dragon Knight base, setup that they have. And I was able to actually solo in one of the delves. There are a couple like 1.9 million hit point bosses that you're supposed to do as a group, and I was able to solo both of those. One with Ember as my companion. One literally was every time he started to do something, I would just interrupt him. And so the whole fight was me smacking him with my shield every time he tried to do something, and Ember nuking him from the back. And so we just got through the whole fight that way. The other one was dealt with a bunch of ads constantly spawning, running in. You had to kill them while keeping the boss busy and staying out of the red zones. And so that was just a dance, but I had enough healing, and it was very survivable. So it was a fun dance, but I'm really, really enjoying ESO's play style. I will do for Final Fantasy 14 that's not Islands. I did get Emiliance's deliveries done. Fulfilled the wish that she said, please present me with an outfit to get my husband's attention, which I did, as everyone else did. As you do. If the lady asks for an outfit that gets her husband's attention, you go get the 2B outfit. Anyway,
No.
and if that doesn't get
that's the correct answer is the gigantic chocobo.
well, that would too. If you want to go the other way,
the gigantic head.
Yeah. I mean, that would definitely be a way of getting his attention.
And then I have and Kenny reminded me for ESO, I have unlocked Tales of Tribute, and I've gotten through all the starter quests and started going around playing different things. So I don't have a lot of experience, but I will definitely be playing in the tournament, which is what we're coming up with. And then I've got the I can never say it. I call it the elephant tribe, but it's the Arkadosa. How do you say their? Do you remember?
I could
Mia?
see it. I could say it.
Yeah, I know. That's the
Yeah.
thing. I don't remember off. But I've got them to 7, which is sworn. So I just need to finish out. It's about 10 days, and I'll get them to blood sworn. I've got the dwarves almost done because I'm just finishing up all the tribal quests now. The pixies are done, and then the only delivery quest I have left is Charlemagne in Foundation, in the firmament, because I did the dragon, which was awesome. That was a fun bit, but I got all those done. So, all right, we are halfway through the show. Halfway, right?
We're not.
Or not. We're gonna hit the show.
Through the show.
Yeah, I know. We got to hit the news, and then we got to talk to Abbo about what we've been hinting at with Final Fantasy 14. So let me find this. All right, let's talk about this week's news.
AIE News.
All right. In streaming and podcast news, SOTOR Escape Podcast 437, the 7.1 story breakdown. They finally get to some spoiler talk and speculation on Malgus and Sahar, and it's on The New Overlords with audio links there, or the video is linked in the show notes to YouTube. And in Max and Seema's other podcast, Behind the Games Chat with Inktail Studios drawing on their talents, they're building handcrafted art to make an amazing game. And again, YouTube link, if the audio is over on newoverlords.com.
And then we also have a note from Dr. Gameology for S2 episode 34, Dead by Daylight in Asymmetric Multiplayer. Dr. Gameology has played Dead by Daylight for the first time, and after an evening of getting chased down by killers of all kinds, he reflects on the experience and discovers the research on this style of multiplayer. A spirited debate ensues on what the winning and competition mean in the context of a game in this style. And I'll say that if you are familiar with a YouTube channel called Viva La Dirt League, they just started doing some really funny skits on Dead by Daylight that are extremely true.
Yep.
That you just, when you play Dead by Daylight, there is a massive suspension of disbelief that you have to do in order to function in this game.
Yep.
So if you're curious about that, just go check out Viva La Dirt League's Dead by Daylight content. It is spot on and hilarious. Then over in working class news, nerds.
Nerds, which almost came out like nudes, so really is not safe for anything.
No, definitely not. No, but it's not safe for life.
Language.
And if language, not safe for language. Okay. Episode 164, Free Ride Games Stream Team. The guys are joined by the Free Ride Games Stream Team with 5 whole guests this week. Wow, that's a lot of guests.
That's a lot.
The episode is a wild riot of laughs, heartfelt moments, and of course, Destiny 2 sidebars. Enjoy. You can find more on Free Ride Games and the rest of the stream team at their Twitch channel, Free Ride Games. The team is also Free Ride Games.
Awesome. All right, so fun thing, you mentioned Dead by Daylight. Several years ago, the gaming group I was with, we actually did a Dead by Daylight one-shot for Halloween for our D&D game.
Nice.
That was fun.
I can see how that would work, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Swords and Boards and Swords, episode 200 and 201. Boards and Swords 200 live from High Tide Games. They've been doing this for 200 episodes. Congrats, folks. So they are live on location at High Tides Games in Southern Maryland, so real people can groan at their bad jokes. So many bad jokes. Also, Asmodee is making a board game about Squid Game, and another new Dune board game is coming. Plus, they get others to tell them bad puns for once, and they do a pun-off giveaway with tons of prizes. There's still plenty to give away. Email them with what you think your best puns and/or related feedback to what they are doing and what they can do better. And in Swords and Board, I always do that opposite.
Yeah,
Boards
I know.
and Swords.
It's on purpose.
201. It's so easy. Gen Con 2022. Gosh, they've been on location a lot.
Yep.
Another on location episode. Next time they'll be back at the studio, but this episode, Chris is on the floor at Gen Con 2022 talking with a bunch of folks about what they've got on display. Thanks to Eric Yurko for bantering with Chris in the beginning and to Edge Studios. Colorway Games Labs and Dire Wolf for talking to them about products and embarrassing themselves with some impromptu jokes.
Awesome. And in Nomad's news, Dual Universe. It's a sci-fi voxel-based sandbox MMO full of possibilities. Brave the vacuum of deep space to mine precious resources from asteroids. Create powerful spaceships, foreboding fortresses, or megalithic star bases of your own design. Run trade through pirate-infested space between planets. Become a tycoon of industry, or the master of the market, or even lead an army against enemy forces. Dual Universe is launching into its final release on September 27th, and AIE will be there. With this launch will come a wipe starting all players on a level playing field. So even if you haven't played during the years-long beta, you can still play along with AIE. Ask Cadavari any questions you have in the Dual Universe channel under Nomads in the Discord. Come on, AIE, let's do it. Yes, Abo.
I know nothing about this game other than the fact it's called Dual Universe and you build things.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a buy to play game or is this free to play? Do we know anything about how the finances work on it?
Dual Universe. I think it's... What is it?
I'm saying this. Hopefully, someone in the chat room can.
I know. I'm
jump
keeping
in.
an eye on the chat room for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because we said ask Cadavari for questions and boom, there we go. Subscription game.
Game. Thank you, Cadavari.
Wow.
All right.
Didn't know that they still made those.
I know, right? And it looks really good. Like it's
That's probably why.
yeah, it's a little No Man's Sky, a little Minecraft, little little of everything. It's really
Probably
good.
some Eve, I imagine.
Yeah, if you ever played what was that other voxel based game that they were doing? Oh god,
Wasn't EverQuest 2 going to be voxels?
Yeah, but it was it was
it was EverQuest Frontiers or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, Landmark. Thank you.
Landmark.
That's what it was. Yeah, I was so
Exactly.
excited for Landmark. I was disappointed it died.
Yeah, so this is basically the successor kind of to it. Yeah, EverQuest Next Landmark. That's what it was. All right. So yeah, that's Dual Universe. Again, if you have more questions, Cadavari in the Dual Universe channel in the Nomads channel.
Or if you're around, currently in the AIE Podcast chat room.
Yep.
Alrighty, over in a less deep spacey area of Lost Ark. Lost Ark continues to experience a lull in participation as most are exploring other new games. So many new games. like seriously, there's just so much. There's not enough time in the day.
Yeah.
However, weekly tasks are still being set by the primary guild of AIE Communitas.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are not in that guild, it's time to move over. Please arrange to move any characters you may still be playing on to this primary guild. Applications are being accepted for the guild. Mention your character name and when you apply to Durus in Discord, and it will be approved. Please note that with the reduced activity, they will be retiring the auxiliary guilds of AIE Honoris and AIE Fidelis, neither of which made it past guild level 3. So that tells you definitely it's time to pack all into the main guild.
Yep.
Any characters active in these guilds are encouraged to drop the guild and apply for AIE Communitas. Please contact Durus in Discord or make a post in the Lost Ark AIE Discord channel with the hashtag LostArk-app. Keep in touch with updates to the Lost Ark guilds in the AIE Discord's Lost Ark Announce channel. If you're interested in game news for the game, the past week saw the release of the Under the Arcesian Sun update that features the Maharaka Festival, return of Event Guardians, and the Pet Ranch. More details are available at playlostark.com. Then we have Empyreon. If you are familiar with Empyreon, Nazrai has set up an Empyreon server for Nomads, and there are pins in the Nomads channel if you are curious.
Awesome. All right. And in WoW news, in AIE in WoW news, the in-game trial style is coming this week, and Gusty Tail will be doing an ad hoc runs for Transmog Glory. Raid teams are making progress on their Jigglesworth SR, aka Jellycat, mounts. Hey, Kenny, ad hocs. Make sure you run the accounts from those ad hocs, please. Oh, sorry. Work talk, sorry.
Yep.
I guess who's been giving feedback. Sorry. All right. And New Braid has been doing the Fated raids with the plan to eventually get the mount rewards. All right. And in WoW Classic, pre-patch for Wrath of the Lich King hits Tuesday with all the fun stuff, including Scourge invasions and zombies, and the ability to roll and level Death Knights, of course, to at level 55, new talents, and leveled XP decreases. Wrath hits 26 September at 6 p.m. server time, and hashtag 10 for Wrath continues to come together with Shrimp Cleese as the raid leader. They'll be raiding on Saturday nights from 10 to 1 server time, and Sunday nights 10 to 11:30 for cleanup. Behawk continues.
Bach.
Well, thank you. I always have a hard time with that. Continues to reward new players with 100G for mounts and training. Just pop notes into the WoW Classic channel and ask for an invite. There's someone usually around most of the time.
Yep. And in
So,
go ahead.
I will. I mean, it's kind of funny because that's when you started playing. I remember this very, very clearly.
Yeah, I came back
tail end
right
of
before the
Kata and
Wrath.
the beginning of Wrath.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, tail into Burning Crusade right before Wrath launched.
That's what I meant. It's Kata, not BC, not Kata. Sorry,
Kata
I went
came
backwards.
after Wrath. So,
I know this.
yeah.
I know WoW Path.
Yep. All right. SOTOR. We are playing through the new content of 7.1, Digging Deeper, and entering into the next step of the gear upgrade dance, which I talked about in my pre-show, or in the what we've been doing stuff. And group activities are mixed. It's really your choice. There may be spreadsheets involved. There are definitely spreadsheets involved. Come join us for mandatory fun nights on Tuesdays where they'll do a little of this, do a little of that. And if you have questions about how any of it works, hop into Discord anytime and ask away. Seriously, because the gearing, once you get the hang of it, makes sense. But if you're just coming at it blind, you're going to waste a lot of time and a lot of resources. And yeah, it's still one of the most odd, I'll just be polite on that, odd ways of gearing up stuff, but it works. Like I said, I play casually. I don't raid. I don't do flashpoints that heavily and that sort of thing. And I was able to get to the current gear cap for non-raiders. So they have operation teams running most of the nights. If you want to try this larger group gameplay, this might be for you. Raid leaders are always on the lookout for alternatives, and some of the teams are still looking for permanent members.
Over in ESO news, the guild has been killing world bosses and clearing sky shards in various zones. They're practicing their Tales of Tribute skills and helping each other learn the game in preparation for the upcoming Tales of Tribute tournament hosted by Kramer. If you are interested in running dungeons for pledges, we have 2 dungeon groups in AIE that occasionally need someone to fill in. Check out the Undaunted Enclave channel in Discord for more information. In game news itself, Lost Steps DLC and Update 35 launched last week. They brought 2 new dungeons, a lot of new gear, and some class and skill changes.
Wait, you said Tales of Tribute tournament hosted by Kramer? Well, gosh, do we have a ton of information about that. So I'm just going to go ahead and read Kramer's press release here, so to speak, to give you all of the details. Greetings and salutations to all of you in the great AIE community. My name is Ken, and I primarily play in our branch of Elder Scrolls Online, as well as dabble in SOTOR, STO, and WoW. With the ESO Update 34, the release of the High Isles chapter came with their first attempt at a card game known as the Tales of Tribute. This card game has had the community in an uproar and has caught fire and swept through the hearts of all those that play the game. So, I fronted the gold and decided that we shall have our first ever AIE TOT tournament, which officially starts on Monday, September 5th, and runs through Monday, October 10th. I will post the brackets each week on Monday, so everyone can see who they get to play that week, as well as the current standings. Players have one week, so Monday through Sunday, to play their match against each other and post a screenshot of the results, which will be verified and added to the ongoing tournament standing. To enter this AIE tournament, you must have a high IL chapter of ESO, you must, of course, be a member of the AIE community. As a member of the AIE community, you must have fun. You must have a screenshot of the result of the match, which we posted in the channel so wins and losses can be kept track of. You must complete all matches during the 7-day period. Each player will have 3 matches per week. The event will run 6 weeks. Each player will have a total of 18 Tales of Tribute matches against the other tournament players. Still going. Results will be posted weekly on Monday with current rankings. And Ken will be placing these funds into the ESO Guild Bank today to be awarded out during the top 10 finishers in the tournament. And they're hoping that our favorite guild leader, Dan Kenny, hi Kenny, will be the one you see when the tournament final standings are listed to get your reward. So with that, signups are open as of now, August 8th. Well, and also including August 28th. And he wishes you all luck and good luck and a great card game. So that's a lot, but it's a lot of wonderful information. It is in the show notes as well. I'm sure as well as also the ESO channel.
It is.
All right, to enter the tournament, all you have to do is send a DM to Kramer29, so KRAEMER29, and let them know that your user ID for ESO. It's not too late to sign up for the tournament. It does start next Monday, September 5th, and runs till the 10th of October, and pays out 10 spots. They currently have 6 people enrolled, so just let Ken know in the channel, and they will get you listed.
Yep.
Now, what you've all been waiting for, the prize list, and this is impressive. All right, the winner of the tournament wins 500,000 gold. 2 is 250,000 gold. 3 is 150,000. 4 is 100,000. 5 is 50,000. 6 is 35,000. 7 is 20,000. 8 is 15,000. 9 is 10,000. And 10 still gets you 5,000 gold. That is pretty dang impressive. Thank you so much, Kramer, for your generosity. That is amazing.
Yep. Going to be very fun, and I will be playing in that.
You
All
will.
right. In STO news, Federation Colonies is more than halfway through Tier 5. We are under 60 projects for the 2 of the branches being done, with the 3rd not far behind. Greebog keeps adding in other provision projects and Starbase filler projects depending on the needs of the colony projects and any other overlap. The Klingon Defense Force is almost done with the dilithium mine and all the discounts that unlocks. The Starbase is closing in on Tier 2. Once the dilithium mine is done, Greebog will be adding another small holding into the rotation projects. Reminder that Fun Night is Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern. Every 3rd Thursday, they do a Klingon Defense Night. And Fleet Action Report 112 will be recorded live Monday at 11 p.m. Eastern. This week, Nicodemus will be doing a deep dive into his special theme build he calls the Ice Princess.
Oh my.
Interesting. Alrighty, in Guild Wars 2 news, did you know that Guild Wars 2 is 10 years old?
Oh, is it
10
really?
years. Yeah.
Wow.
And as part of their celebration, they're now on Steam. As part of the Steam launch and the 10th anniversary, ArenaNet has made a bunch of adjustments to the new player experience, making it smoother and faster than before. They've also unlocked the Raptor mount if you have at least 1 expansion. So you'd probably start with Heart of Thorns. But any of them will work, I believe. As always, AIE's IFOS is there to help if you want to see why Guild Wars 2 has thrived for a decade. Mandatory Fun Night is on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Dungeons and More Nights is the 2nd Friday of each month. And they're still looking for materials for the Guild Hall, of course. But yes, very fun game. I highly recommend it. The expansions are a lot of fun. The mounts totally changed the game. Like, the beginning of the game isn't even designed for mounts. Like, it's designed, You're just walking around. And then they introduce mounts, and it's not just like a WoW style or Final Fantasy style, like this mount goes faster and floats around and gets you A to B. No, these are mounts. Like, they actually do things in the world. They do leaps. They do teleports. They do super jumps. They fly. Like, if you're curious about Dragonflight, in the upcoming WoW Dragonflight expansion, they took it from Guild Wars 2.
Yep.
So, if you want to get it, before you can't get into the alpha and you want to try it out, it's in Guild Wars 2.
All right. Well, I try and knock over my backdrop. Hang on.
Do that, darling.
I know.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Earthquake! Ah!
All right. So with that, we're going to get to Abo in half a second. But for those of you, just in case, it's going to hit top of the hour and people sometimes have to leave before we're finished. Next episode, we're going to ask for listener input. So make sure if you don't finish the podcast tonight, listen to it, watch it on the video for what we're doing for next podcast. We need your help. All right. And with that, now let's talk to Abo and find out what is going on with Final Fantasy XIV.
So here we go. Final Fantasy XIV. We're going to take the remainder of this podcast to talk all about and go in depth, in great detail about Final Fantasy XIV Gold Saucer Mahjong. All right, here we go.
Nope.
So we're going to drop. You need to drop down your palm and you got to get.
Nope.
I
Okay.
just click on whatever it tells me to click on.
Click dial tone.
All right. No. Well, actually, I do know people that do play that who love the Mahjong. That's why they sub to the game. But
Yep. Now it's Island
there's a
Sanctuaries.
lot of other things. There's a lot of things that go on here. So,
Yeah.
first thing, it's called Buried Memory. Is the name of the patch. We just got this last week. We are not going to go into MSQ. This is a spoiler-free discussion. There's 3 things we're going to say about the MSQ. It's pretty awesome. You should play it. There's a trial and a dungeon. So, with that out of the way, it's great. You should play it. There's a trial
And a dungeon.
Dungeon. Okay. That's the quickest notes I've ever had for Abo. Thank you, sir.
All right, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah. Peace out.
He's out. Abo out.
Take the mic with the mic out and drop it.
Exactly.
But no, so there's actually other things in this patch too, believe it or not. There's other things other than an MSQ and other than Island Sanctuaries. We'll get to Island Sanctuaries. Let's talk about the other stuff in the patch first. All right, so besides the new MSQ stuff, we have a brand new raid tier, which is a whole new gear level of stuff. All right. So on the as per standard patching history within Final Fantasy XIV, your even number patch numbers for X.0, X.2, X.4 are your tiers. Where you get into your where they released the 8-player stuff, and they have the standard mode, and then they have the extreme modes and all the good stuff, or savage, if you will. And you do that, you get your gear, you have your race to world first. That's normally your more difficult encounters. Sometimes they release an ultimate on top of that, but that's a different world of challenge. But that's where it is. And the new ones, they changed things up a little bit this week, or this patch, where the savage mode of that tier is not released on the same day. It comes out a week later. So for us, it's next Tuesday. So 2 days from now, so 30th. That's when the race to world first will happen there. The encounters, if you haven't done them on normal mode, again, spoiler free as possible, but they're cool. They're awesome. The gear, I think, is pretty cool looking. And the soundtrack to it, they're bangers.
Yep.
Oh, they're bangers. There was some throwdowns for the orchestration roles for this one.
Soken has reached his stride, I think, in his music career. He's definitely just popping them out.
Yeah, and really the Final Fantasy community, they really start. We pretty much go gaga over any sort of musical numbers with lyrics in our MMO. We did that quite a bit in the last expansion. In Shadowbringers, there's a lot of good stuff in there. And Walker, there's a lot of good stuff in this one, and I don't think we've even seen the best stuff yet. Quite honestly, I think they're holding out for next patch. I think we're going to be blown away. So with that, other side items there, Zatara's Grand Adventure continues. If you want to continue on with this one, though, you do need to make sure that you have completed the Shadows of Mock raid series, which is the Heavens Ward 24-player series. Do that. Once you do that, then you can figure out. It will let you continue on the Taro story, which is very cute and endearing, by the way. It's not, totally. You should totally do it. If you are leveling through the game, you haven't completed the MSQ yet, and you haven't gotten your island. There's been a lot of changes made to the MSQ. They've been trying to make it more single player friendly. So a lot of the trials that required many people can be now they're either being reworked or they're being turned into a single player trial. One of which has been changed is the first steps of fate. That has a big dragon, and he used to beat the smack out of players left and right, especially when at launch. Wow. Now it's a single player trial and stuff like that. So that's a nice ease into the 255 celebration. Then there's also some the duty support system has been added to a couple more dungeons as well into the Heaven's Ward series. If you as an existing player want to see these changes, you can New Game Plus it, and you can pop in and out of New Game Plus as you go. You're not like stuck in that time loop
Right.
forever. You can just say, I don't feel like doing this anymore, and you zip right back out to the present. So
Yeah, and you're not getting anything from New Game Plus other than story again. That's all it is.
Which is fun.
Yeah, no, it's good. And that's why it's there.
other-
Like it's, everyone that wanted to go back and do a thing, but they can't because it was part of the MSQ. Well, that's literally what New Game Plus is. It's just go back and redo it.
Okay. A new Unreal came out. This is Containment Bay something. Who knows what it is? It's the Sephiroth fight. Also known as
I love
Also known
Unreal
as the-
Tournament. Oh, no.
UT's great.
Yeah.
UT 99 was my jam back in the day. All the shot combo. Yeah, so good. I actually won a couple college tournaments because that was big in college for me.
Yep.
I won a
Nice.
couple tournaments there. Got like $20. But I'm an East
Our
Coast champion because of that.
Our Unreal Tournament has a fox though, so
Ah, okay.
No,
All
yeah,
the
he
difference.
does. He does, but it is the Sephiroth fight.
yeah, not Sephiroth. Not you don't
No.
see a guy with big sword and white hair. No, it's not that.
No. You have to pay $70 to play that game.
Yeah.
Recommend that one too. But it's also better known as the Paraman 5000 fight because the song is a Paraman 5000 song.
It's a banger with lyrics.
Yes, it is. So that's going to be so that's the thing there. It's really just the same fight, the extreme fight when that came out, just ramped up to level 90 stuff there. So there's been a lot of party finder groups going out for that there. There's a
It's
lot of
actually
groups.
it's easier than the extreme was on launch because we know the game better now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, just don't fall off. You're fine. All right.
You hear that, Kenny? Don't
Okay.
fall off.
Oh, please. Kenny
All
loves
right.
to fall off.
You guys ready? You guys ready to talk about it?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Do we have a
You already
problem?
did.
Do we have problems we need to talk about? Are we addicted?
It's okay. Is it not, okay, so it's therapy time. Come sit on the couch.
Yeah,
please
we gotta talk about it.
About your island sanctuary, because it's all you're
Is
going to talk about.
Yeah.
And Abbo just
You know-
decided to munge my layout. That's fine.
No, that was me. No, here. Let's do that. It should have replaced my camera, not taken the
Yeah,
spot.
it didn't.
It added.
Discord changed things. They
Yeah.
changed
Yes,
things.
they did. Like within a
Why did
Within a
they
week
do
they changed
that? Why did
It
they
threw
do
me
that?
off, too.
I know.
week. No.
It's
So,
fine.
I was-
sanctuary.
I was trying to
talk-
show the AFK pile. This is where you start the island, and
Yes.
this is the AFK pile.
There it is. I put it up.
Yes.
So.
Yes. This conglomeration of blank-eyed people are all AFK people that got
Right.
kicked out of their island.
Because Final Fantasy 14, they don't, now that the popularity and they've got servers under control, they don't time you out and kick you off the game. But they do because island sanctuaries are limited resource in their game system right now, they will kick you out of your island if you AFK back to the vendor that sends you to it in Morabee Bay, and so you just get an AFK pile.
So, and that brings up a funny story that I have there with. So when Island Sanctuaries came out, it's really part of the instance server. So,
Yep.
Getting into instanced areas such as your islands or player housing, like inside of the houses. So sometimes get into the house, I had to do some free company management stuff in the workshop. So I took a few tries. I was brute force my way into the house. Find a little spot, walk in there, do some stuff around. But then I went to the workshop, which let me in just fine. Did some workshop stuff, did some submarine stuff. Tried to set my submarine, send the free company submarines out and back again. Try to get the items I need to unlock other stuff there. Side note: if people are interested in some of the stuff you get from submarines and such, and airships, please let the an officer know. Well, we can help you out with that. But it's always doing some stuff in there. And then I clicked on the door to try to get back out, and I couldn't get into the house,
Right.
which is the only out of the workshop outside of tele. So I was like, I felt locked in the workshop for a while because I couldn't get out.
Mm-hmm.
Yup.
So the island section, let's talk about what it is, and how it is it has the same addictions that we have or had or have, depending on where you're at, with Animal Crossing, and how it is Animal Crossing and how it is not Animal Crossing.
Right.
It does have its own Tom Nook-like character, with its own little
Mammoth.
mammoths, the little mammoths there with little personalities and little hard hats. They're so cute. Get this island. Now, before we go further, though, if you want an island, go save reality.
Yep.
Okay.
Beat Endwalker.
Easy.
Beat
Easy.
Endwalker first.
Easy done.
Yep.
Yeah, go solve everyone's problems. Beat Endwalker. You need to do that first. I strongly recommend it because it is a beautiful story. It's a beautiful climax. You will cry. You will cry. But once you do that, you get an island. So cool. So you get to your island, and then you're introduced to the island and so forth. You go there, and you're given like some very basic tutorials on how to go in there. You say, chop out some wood there, pick up some stones, create some tools. Eventually, you get to build a little hut, and then eventually you get to learn how to build facilities and farms and crops, and find your animals and drag them into your animal pen so you can get their wool and other stuff, and then explore the island if you want to do that. If you want to work on your facilities, you can work on that. There's a lot of freeform involved.
Yes.
Nothing in here is mandatory. Nothing in here gives you character power other than the fact that it gives you, it's a nice relaxing away from the world type of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And it is fun. And if you're only in here just to play games to kill bosses, maybe Island Sanctuary is not for you, and you're not really missing out if you're not doing it.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of cool things you can do by playing it.
Yep. And the other thing is, this is completely self-contained. The experience, the items you earn, the currency, all stay within this sandbox. So you can
and they don't take up your existing inventory either.
Right, and
That's
it
the
has
cool
its
part.
own inventories that you don't have to worry about. The big thing is, like, if you need materia, yes, you can buy it with currency in the game and then get it out of there. But we're nowhere near where anyone's going to have enough currency to farm materia and put it on the market board for Gil right now. So,
Right. There are some people out there that say that the Island Sanctuary meta. Quite honestly, ignore that junk.
yeah,
This is content design that you play at your own pace and do your own stuff. Right. So, have at it. I know for me, this last week, outside of like some MSQ and some of the pandemonium stuff, that was my focus for the first week. This is really a second week thing. I'm really going to dive into it, just because I wrapped up some work stuff. So yeah.
yeah,
But it's all going to be there for you, even if even for people who are not going to get to the island sanctuary until 2027, it's still going to be here for you. And there's going to be a lot of new things then, because they finally said this is the first crack they've had at it, and they're going to be taking a lot of feedback, and a lot of new stuff's going to be adding at over time.
Oh, you did
So
the
much
bathhouse?
potential. Yeah, I did the bathhouse, but yeah, there is so much potential in this island.
Yeah.
There's just you can tell that there's areas they have sectioned off because they're going to do more, and
Yeah.
just like if you've played Animal Crossing and you know how they've expanded that game, like it is real easy to find ways to like, oh well, maybe we found another island you need to check out, or maybe we
Right.
need to do this or here, but maybe we need to do a cave spelunking, maybe we need to do some underwater stuff. Like they can do some really crazy stuff with this island, and it's there's no need to speed through it. Yes, some people have, like there were some crazy people that got to the max level of their island on the first day, but they played it nonstop for 24 hours.
Right.
So
Because there is gating, there is time gate, and it's on building upgrades and things like that. And also, like your pasture, you can only get the leavings once a day. The crops will take 2 to 3 days to mature, that sort of thing. But there's something for everyone in here. If you like rare hunting, there's rares. And the nice thing that I think is kind of brilliant is you can get a group together, everyone on their own island, and if someone sees a rare, it's up on every island. So you can position people, at different rare spawns. A lot of people have figured out the magic of when they spawn and what conditions. But, if you just like running around, like the first day when I got the pasture open, there was a black sheep. It was an ornery, I forget what the name of it was. And I captured it with the net, and I was like, great, put it in the pasture. Come to find out it's rare. I had no idea. Like, it just happened to be up, captured it, put it in the pasture. If you
Don't forget, you can also visit
other people's islands. Yep.
Other people's islands. You do
Yeah,
have
that
permissions on there to say one or the other. There we go. But you can set permissions on your friends or people in the free company. So you're in the AIE free company. You can say, hey, guys, come on in. Let's have a big party. With all my sheep.
Exactly.
We hang out.
Okay.
Yep.
Phrasing.
There's the windmill.
Phrasing.
Wow.
Yep. But it's fun. And the thing is, I think this is one of the best. This is a really well done version of this type of sandbox creative build spaces, because everything's like, oh, I need to go get more of this. Well, what's nice is it's not like as you progress, the gathering nodes are always the same, but you build a different tool. And that's the other nice thing, is you don't have to remember to switch tools. They just, as long as you have them, they work. So if you want to mine stone, you mine stone. If you want to, cut a tree, you cut a tree. You don't have to switch tools to do something. If you're in gather mode, you can gather
You have
anything.
the tools needed to do it.
And
If
as
you wanna
you
gather
get
anything-
better tools, you get more stuff from that node. So initially from the dirt pile, you only get sand. And then as you get a better shovel, now you get sand and I forget what the next level up is.
Clay, tin.
It was
sand
tin of
and-
sand or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just, it just flows. It's like I spent this morning in between doing real life stuff. I had a list. Hang on, the cat's on it. Nope.
Oh, Figaro Knox.
Well, I mean, something else I like about this,
Oh,
if
here it
you
is.
want to build a windmill or something like that, or
Right.
Yeah.
whatever, you get everything you need is on the island.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to go out there and kill the dragon of, dragon of mythical thing in the boss
Right.
that you need 80 people for and grind away and wipe for 6 to 8 days straight to get the chance to roll at the one little whisker you need to build the thing. It's all in the damn island.
So they don't put barriers into your fun there.
No, the barrier is you have
what
to go
you
out
need.
and collect stuff. Like I had 4 buildings that I wanted to upgrade.
Mhm.
So literally Yeah, literally, I just have a list of here's what I need times 4. And the other thing is, because you've got typically your workshop sending stuff out, the only catch, and it took me a moment to remember it, is when you put the workshop orders in, it does not take those items out of your inventory until it comes time to actually make the items. So there's a button called Materia List, and it'll basically say, this is what you've got scheduled in the workshop, and this is what you have, and this is what you need. And it'll show you if there's a deficit of, like, a missing item. Yeah, that one. And then current, you don't have anything. There you go. Yeah, and it'll show you a deficit. So, like, I was upgrading buildings, and then I realized, I just interrupted what was going to be done in the workshop, so I had to real quick go out and gather stuff to make sure I had enough to fill the work order. It'd be nice if it took it out of your inventory, but then the problem is you can schedule stuff like based on I'm going to get this item from the animals in my pasture tomorrow, so I know as soon as I harvest it, the work order can go out, so otherwise you wouldn't be able to schedule the work order. So it's interesting how they've solved some of these solutions. And the other thing I love is, like, if you're farming an area, there's no time on the respawn. Once you hit that item, you go harvest 10 anything else, any 10 other items, that node will respawn and you can do it again. So you can just build little loops to go in a circle or whatever pattern you want to use to go gather stuff. Like if you're just farming up palm trees, you go, I know where there are 4 palm trees. You hit the 4 palm trees, then go hit 6 other nodes, come back, the 4 palm trees are ready for harvesting again. It's slick.
Very cool.
Well thought out.
Yeah.
It's a well thought out game system, and it's there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
But you don't feel pressure.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah. I mean, the worst you might get is, you might see someone on Reddit have something that you want, and then of course you'll have some internet dweeb that says you didn't follow the island meta.
Whatever.
There's no such thing.
Yeah.
This is it. There's no skill checks. This is it.
That's the other thing. There's no leveling up your skills to be able to do something. You can do it.
Right.
And if you need the next level, you just have to level up your island to the next level through doing your daily activities and selling stuff and gathering stuff, and just
my
happens.
palm trees are back.
Yeah, see? So, it's a lot of fun. It's a very good time investment. There's little quirks like everything else, but you get used to them. It's part of the charm. You have to remember that when you go hit an apple tree, you get an apple in a vine, not an apple in a branch.
And the vine is the most valuable thing on this island, honestly.
100%. The copper was driving me crazy because I ran out of copper so many times, and it's on the far edge of where you spawn in from. So I'm constantly like, I got to go do a copper farm. Now I have enough copper. I think I ran out on the last building. I had like 4 copper and I needed 5. And so I had to run and go get 1 copper node. But,
right.
It works. It's fun. It's just a relaxing game in an MMO that you can show off your progress to your friends, to your guild mates, and there's no pressure. And you just get sucked into, I'm just working towards this one goal, and all of a sudden 2 hours have passed because you followed it down the rabbit hole.
Right.
I mean, look to show you how easy this game is. My HUD is off now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm still able to do everything.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
one, and you walk up to a node, it's one click, one whack.
Yeah,
Not
exactly. Not the whoom, 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 and then it goes into your
Right.
inventory. Everything goes into the island inventory. So it's great. It's easy. Can you show the island, the inventory real quick? Just for people that haven't seen it. Yeah. So if you click on that, it just basically, there's your whole inventory. It's all...
Right.
Yep.
Very easy to see what you have and need.
Exactly. For everything.
And for those on the audio only here, it brings up its own interface. It's tabbed at the top, and it just has a little picture of each item and a number of what you got. It's very It's very simple to go there.
Yeah.
Do
And
people
the
listen
nice
to
thing is if
on
you
audio only, I don't know.
yeah, if you click that the third one over, Mew, the gathering. No, the on the main menu, the third one. Yeah. Like if you forget where something spawns, you can just click on it and it'll show you on the island here's where a group of them is once you've discovered it for the first time. So
Yeah. And then they're of course in more spots than that one spot,
right,
but
it's like
it
saying
gives
there's
you a place to start.
Congregation of,
Look, there's palm trees here. Oh,
exactly. Yeah. Cool.
Palm tree here.
All right. But yes, so you've got this in 6.2. You've got the MSQ storyline. They did not release the new tribal quest yet, right?
Not yet. No.
So let's talk about what's going to be in 6.2.5.
Yes.
Coming down the pipe. So as you alluded to, there will be a new tribal quest out there. We're not going to go into too many details because remember I said at the beginning, no MSQ spoilers.
Yep.
But it will be when you do get there. It will be to help power level your gathering professions.
Yep.
So if you haven't maxed out your mining, your botany,
and your fishing,
here's a catch-up mechanic on there. But it is very if it's anything like the previous ones, it is a go out there, do the stuff, just get some great experience out of it.
Yeah.
And you'll get get a nice story out of it too. So we're looking forward to that. We're also going to get more Hildebrand. Love it or hate it, it's there.
Love it.
I love it, but I do know some people that they can't skip those cutscenes fast enough, and that's cool. You can do what you want. But rumor has it that the expansion's Relic quest line is going to be gated behind the Hildebrand quests.
It absolutely is.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to be coy around here, but
nope.
Get caught up on your Hildebrand stuff. There are some trials as part of the and some really awesome trials actually that are part of the Hildebrand quest line. So I would recommend doing them if you haven't done them. You do get some awesome dances and awesome emotes along with it. So I would give that a go. So those are the two big things there. And also the dungeons that I forget what they're called. The Criterium.
Yeah.
So there's going to be two. There's going to be two of them. There's going to be a multi-path dungeon you can go down that you can do solo or with your friends, and they can be done, pretty casually.
Any class, doesn't matter if you're tank, healer, DPS, you just go in.
Yeah, for that one.
Yes.
Then there's the challenge one, and this is what people are calling the Final Fantasy version of the Mythic Dungeons.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to be like that, but it is supposed to be challenging for player content, which is something that we don't have a lot of right now.
Yeah.
Most of the 4-player content is not horribly difficult.
No.
Depending on your MMO experience. I mean, most of the people on this, most of the people listening are experienced MMO players, so they can get through the dungeons pretty quickly. But this coming up here is going to be more challenging 4-player content, and a lot. We don't have a lot of details on other than the fact that that is pretty much going to be a single path, no NPCs, so you do have to go in as a group, and it's supposed to be challenging.
Yep.
So
you will need a tank. You will need a healer. Yep.
BS.
Yeah. Cool.
So a lot of people are looking forward to that, myself included. I am very much looking forward to, even though I can't remember the name of it.
Awesome.
Dungeons, fun. Yay!
Exactly.
Yay!
More fun to be had.
And as always, don't forget we have map nights running on Saturday nights and then Sunday afternoons. And
Sunday afternoon, they happen about once every 2 weeks, roughly.
Yep.
But that is non-max level, essentially.
Right.
So
that's if you want to go to the older stuff and catch up on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, there's Heavensward maps, Stormblood maps, Shadowbringer maps. Please pay attention to the Discord for details on that. But just as a reminder, you don't have to bring a map to participate.
Yep.
Sometimes we just need bodies. If you have a map, we're more than happy to do it.
Right.
And we'll thank you very much for it. And
Just make sure it's a group map, not a
Yes, it'll say
Individual
8
map.
players on it.
yeah.
Right, and if you want to have the ability to farm up maps and grab a map, you can only grab one a day. Once you do have it unlocked, but the quest line to do that is over in Wineport, which is in base ARR. You can get to do that quest around level 30 something.
35, I believe.
Yeah.
Is it for 35? Okay,
I think
cool.
so.
It's not hard. It's the quest line takes around 5 minutes. It's really go here, talk to this person, and surprise, you're done.
Yep.
Right.
And then you can do the maps, and then very frequently, if you're doing your little book, your blood book, your weekly book, that's a sticker on there, and you don't have to complete the entire map, the bonus zone to get the sticker. You get the sticker by walking into that place.
Good. Okay.
Right.
So if you get in and then you get the boot on your first on the first door,
It still
Right.
counts.
okay,
Yep.
you still counts. So then you can go back in with your second chance points when if you're doing a bunch of maps consecutively. You reset it. You do a couple more maps. So your next portal comes in. Boom! You got a second sticker, third sticker,
Nice.
fourth sticker. Oh, my card is done.
Yep.
Great.
Exactly.
Between
Your
this week's
freelance
maps
card.
and some other crystalline conflicts, I was able to get a 2 line card this week. So I was very happy.
Nice.
Neat.
Very
Awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
All
Have you gotten a
right.
3 line card? Have you
No.
ever gotten 3 lines on your card? No.
Nope. Gotten close, but nope.
Yeah.
2 is the highest I've gotten.
Yeah, that and the jumbo cacpot are, I think, 2 are always going to escape me in this game.
Yeah. All right. Well, Abo, I think, unless there's anything else, are we good?
I mean, we could also talk about the finer details of chocobo racing.
No, we're good.
Ah.
All right. That
Awesome.
is going to be our show tonight. While the chat room begins suggesting show titles, we want to thank Abo, of course, for joining us as
Yay,
always. Thank
thank
you,
you.
Abo.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. And if you have any questions or comments or want to know how to get your own island sanctuary, you can email us at podcast.aieguild.org@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter. The show is at AIE Podcast. I am at the Mewcow. Makala is at Cyberwaif. And Tetsemi is at Ivory Tiger. We record live a video every other Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room and play along with us at our website, which is aie-guild.org/podcast-live-stream. And our Discord server for chat can be found at aie-guild.info/discord. For past episodes, you can see them on YouTube channel, so you can see our smiling faces. Go to the youtube.com and look for the AIE Podcast. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul or visit his website, andrewallenmusic.com.
All right. And as alluded to, we're doing something special. In 2 weeks, we're going to do an Ask Us Almost Anything episode. We'll be answering questions from you, our wonderful listeners. Please feel free to submit questions via the AIE Podcast channel or our email, podcast.aieguild.org@gmail.com. I think if you have one for a specific person and you want another one of the hosts to ask it, please feel free to just contact one of us via Discord as well.
Yep.
What do you want to do? Just ask us anything. Almost anything.
Anything.
Almost anything.
Family friendly.
I'm not giving you my lemon bar recipe. That thing's a family secret.
Right.
So until then, AIE. Abo.
Oh, that's me? Oh, hi, I'm Abavan.
This is Tetsemi.
This is Mewcow.
This is Makala.
And this has been the AIE Podcast. Yay!
Yay.
All right.
I was like, no, staring. Like, I was just staring at my face, like on
Yeah.
Discord.
Oh,
That's okay.
Corsair linked a 3-liner. They got it the week.
Oh,
The week
look
Endwalker
at that.
launched.
What you get?
Oh, yeah,
What
look
you
at that.
Okay, so you got the. Oh, and that was before they started doing the. Oh, so what level were you with this? Because those are all poetics on there.
Yeah,
Wow.
because it was the week Endwalker launched, so
Oh, that was before any tokens came out. Oh, oof.
yeah. So, but
Wow.
seriously, for the folks still listening and watching, send us questions. We want to have fun. If you want to know,
1 week or 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks? Okay.
Yep, we're 2 weeks. We can't. We're too busy to podcast every week. We had too much going on.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right.
And if you don't ask us any question, we'll be lost in our island sanctuaries.
Nope. If not, McCullough's just gonna sit and read a 7.5 page character backstory.
Okay. We're still live to the chat on the
Yes.
Twitch channel, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so other games. Do you think Island Sanctuary would work in other games, and what games would it? What games would you want as something like?
It
There's something
depends.
that
So
boggles my mind.
if you go back to Warlords, and you go to Garrisons, that
Yeah.
was the start of this, but they just took that germ of an idea, that base thing for Warlords, and say, okay, how do we FFI, how do we Final Fantasy 14 it? Because I really think that's where the idea spawned from, but they've been iterating on it, and then you get Animal Crossing, you get, what is that the single author game? I can't think of it.
Single author game?
Yeah, the oh my god, I can't think of it. I have it on.
What's the thing that you do in the game that would help?
everything? It's you go through the town. You've got relationships. Stardew Valley.
Valley.
See, Elaine knew what I was talking about.
The farming game.
Yeah, Stardew Valley. Yeah, I could have said farming game, but you take elements of those type games, plus the thing I like about it is you could go to Mew. Have you unlocked any of the skins yet for the buildings, or just the base ones?
I have the first and second.
Okay. Because you can also skin that you can glam the buildings. You can do glamours on the buildings once you get the stuff. So there's so much potential here. I've heard one of the complaints was, everyone's island's going to look the same. No, it's much like, you can put the buildings in different locations. Everyone's going to have different landmarks.
Like, this is the second version of the Cozy Cabin. If I didn't like this, if I liked that, very minimalist version of cabin that just basically had a bed and a table, I can switch it back to that if I want. If I don't like the torches and I like it to look more rustic, you can do the same thing. Or you can change the hideaway experience, and you can go back to just being dirt roads and natural incline, overgrown. Like, you can just have it go back to that way if you want. Like, it'll let you do that.
Yeah.
It'll let you move these around. Like, if you don't like having the logging place here. Oh, I guess I upgraded it. Oops.
Yeah.
But you no longer have that.
Yes. But Abel,
yeah.
I think the question really is, could another MMO do this? And I think the answer is they could, but they won't, because unlike Final Fantasy 14, they want people active in their raids, their dungeons, their PvP, whereas Final Fantasy 14 is like, just play the game. Do whatever you want.
In fact, go play something else if you want to.
Exactly.
Like, they're totally okay with that.
Right. They have no problem with that. So I don't think there's enough chutzpah from the other game developers to do something like this where they can say, wait a minute, you're not doing any player advancement. You're by yourself, so you're not interacting with other players. You're not...
You know who did do this before?
What's
WildStar.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is basically the WildStar way of doing things, where you have your own little sanctuary somewhere. It just happened to be in space or whatever in WildStar, but same basic thing. Although WildStar was a lot more interactive. It was more like the Island Sanctuary in Genshin Impact, where you can just put whatever you want wherever you want.
You speak of that. It also kind of reminds, the WildStar bit reminds me of the player housing zone-ish things that Rift has.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, business models, I think this is going to work better because the Final Fantasy is making money.
Yeah, I mean, well, but the thing is, if you're paying a subscription game, whether for an MMO, from the pure business standpoint, you get your $15 a month, whether the player logged into the game or not. Now, however, if you're an MMO, you need players in the game participating in activities. So they've gated some of the stuff on the island. Like if you go to upgrade a building, it's going to take 6 or 7 hours. So, go do something else in game. But, all right. Yep. And we got to get dinner ready here. So.
Oh, yeah. I got to go.
Yeah, I got to do dinner on the East Coast. I'm starving.
Exactly. All right. Chat room. We will talk to you later. Send us questions, please.
I got unless we got something that comes out there. I think Tipper's suggestion of island sanctuary therapy should win.
Okay. Hey, you're the one, so.
Yep, you get to choose.
We can do that. All right.
Unless we get a late break-in one. That's our winner.
All right. Chat room. Thank you as always, listeners. We'll talk to you later. Bye.